And Dalton Kincaid last year's 44 receptions, 73 targets, 448 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Thoughts on Dalton Kincaid?
So Kincaid might be my new Kyle Pitts as far as how I felt about Kyle Pitts until last year. So he's another guy I'm interested in buying the bounce. Like it was a disappointing year, but I like drafting him at the bottom of tight end 1, beginning of tight end 2 level, more so than the top 5 tight end premium that you kind of had to spend on him last year. So there's a bit of value built in. We're gonna see how it flies with him. So missed some games last year, only got 13 games in, so that definitely added into it. He was trying to play through injury, it didn't work out. But I'm going to give this one more shot with Dalton Kincaid here, at least for the now. But his schedule this year is pretty conducive as far as a tight end schedule here, at least on paper. So he has some good matchups all through the heart of the season and leading into the playoffs, which I like a lot, right? If you need that end of season run, he could be one of those guys kind of making his way there. So maybe with the way Buffalo kind of spreads it out, maybe, he's not going to finish inside the top 10, but at tight end 14 coming off the board, I think I can live with that with Dalton Kincaid, even as my first guy, knowing that I will go back through and then draft, maybe a Hunter Henry behind him, right? And you just kind of pick your 2 guys a little bit closer in. So I take a Hunter Henry behind Dalton Kincaid, and if I got to swap them out and play kind of musical tight ends between the 2, I feel pretty confident I can do that.
Yeah, I'm torn on Dalton Kincaid just because it was such a disappointing year last year. And everybody was, we were thinking about, who is Josh Allen going to throw to? Stephon Diggs is gone. Like, what are they going to do? And they did just fine, right? And Dalton Kincaid wasn't necessarily a huge part of that. So I think obviously they want to get him more involved, and he is clearly the pass catcher of the 2 tight ends that they have, right? Dawson Knox is a run blocker. He is in there to block. So it's so hard because they do have, like, Josh Allen has proven that he can connect with these receivers, and it didn't necessarily need to involve Dalton Kincaid. So I'm torn on it. I think you do have to have a strategy, like you were saying, Kevin, of what you need to do to play off of when you take it, but
he needs to focus. Right. Part of Dalton Kincaid's problem was Dalton Kincaid. He had too many drops.
And that's
it's a thing.
Well, an easy fix, right? Not an easy fix either. Like, you get the yips and it's over for you. Like, that's a thing. Yeah. It's a thing that can plague you. So I think that if you're going to draft him, you got to have a strategy along with it. Same with Dallas Goedert, right? Like, we're in this area where, like, yes, these guys can go and have big weeks, but you have to defend against the fact that they're going to just lay absolute duds for you on more than one occasion. So probably best ball. He's a great asset in best ball, but again, it's one of those that you're going to have to commit to the bit if you're taking him in a redraft league.
I do think that we see a little bit of a return to form, right, of that rookie season this coming year, right? Do I think that we see him get all the way back up to 73 receptions and almost 700 yards? No, I don't. I don't see him getting quite that far up there, but I think that it wouldn't be. I think it would be realistic to see him around probably 60 receptions, kind of right in the middle between those 2 seasons, right? I don't think we see him get back up to about 700 yards, but it wouldn't surprise me to see him to get to like 6 and probably add a few more touchdowns into the mix there as well, right? So, when it's all said and done, that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 600 yards, about 60 receptions, and probably about 3-4 touchdowns. So I do think that we see a little bit of a bounce back on this one. And if we do see the bounce back and getting up to that, we probably see him finish kind of right there around that tight end 12, 13, 14. So this is one of those that I feel like you're kind of drafting what you get.